Hello, everybody. It's Joey, Valley TCG. Hope everyone is having a great day, great week, and all of that. So today I wanted to make a video about prices just broadly within One Piece, where we're going, and where I think the best places to park cash in One Piece today. So I'm excited about this one. It's been a while since I've done a video like this, so things have changed a lot in One Piece due to reprints, due to more availability at Bandai Store, so on and so forth. So let's get into it in a minute. Before I do that, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's always great to hear your feedback in the comments as well. So, and whether you like to see stuff like this or you want to see more opening videos, always good to hear. Anyways, all right, so let's get started. So OP01. OP01 is it's been pretty volatile. I think coming into this, if you were to told me that OPO and prices would really struggle at $225 for a normal box, I think I would have called you crazy. But I really even shouldn't say 225 is struggling. Depends on your entry point, of course. But 225, it's relatively cheap. So maybe 12 months ago around this time, these things were going for $500, right? Didn't matter whether it was the Blue Bottom. I think Blue Bottom around Christmas time was when it really started to accelerate. The Wave 1 booster boxes like you see here. And it got to around this price, and it's been there ever since. Whereas the reprint waves, that's the one that's taking a hit. And even the cards inside have started to slow down. So whether it's Law, this used to be the most expensive card in the set, or the Nami, this used to be the second most expensive card in the set. So now Nearman Foil, $142. I mean, look at that decrease, right, guys? That's pretty crazy to me. It used to be $400. That's wild. So yeah, this one's taken a bit of a hit. And unfortunately, that's just how things go in this one as well, right? This was, wow, $250, $240. Now down to $150 for a near mint foil. So those treasure booster 4-packs probably did a number on these two beautiful cards. And neither are really playable. Whereas if you're looking at the Zoro is becoming a little bit more playable. And maybe more importantly, the Dofi's become very playable. This is very meta right now. So $280 a card. We will see if going into Christmas, if this accelerates again, if people get back into the collecting mode. This is maybe too much information, or maybe a little bit too much of an aside, but it does feel like to me that as of right now, the economy is slowing. And when the economy slows, TCGs take a hit. Yes, we're having rate cuts. We've just had another one in Europe. We had one big one of 50 basis points here in the United States. And what does that generally mean? That means that, and why it matters to TCGs is when prices, or when you are able to borrow at a cheaper rate, you're not paying as much interest. So people are going to use that free cash, or that cash that's now more available that would have gone to interest expense for car loans or house loans or credit card loans, personal loans, so on and so forth. People were freeing that up to buy cards, and that takes a while. That takes maybe 6 months and for that to flow through, and that really just started the type of rate cut scenario really just started a few weeks ago. So I do think that TCGs in general are going to accelerate in the near term. So like 6 months within a year, but we're not seeing it yet. And I think that, but before then, I mean, the consumer right now is still hurting, right? Rates haven't really impacted them just yet. So I do think that largely TCGs will do better long term. Just not yet. All right, OP02. So OP02, 160, 165 a box, very fair price. Don't buy this for, I would say don't buy it for more than 150 bucks right now. The reason for this, I've talked about this in prior videos. There's just not that many cards in here, right? Like a smoker card, okay. I didn't even realize he was becoming more playable, but I guess he is. The Edward Newgate, this one, we've seen him do relatively well. And then outside of that, you don't really have that many great cards that are worth, meaningful amount of dollars, right? So kind of disappointing in OPO, kind of disappointed in OPO2 in that sense. They didn't really, I guess, in the new waves of meta, there's only so much you could build around. And OPO2 is starting to really fall out of favor. So again, I wouldn't pay more than $150 for a box today. OPO3, 165, kind of the same thing. Yeah, you have this awesome Nami card, leader, and obviously people still are playing category. But Kata is also, I mean, it's not a dominant deck right now. It is up there. It's kind of, I would consider it like B class. So yeah, not that many great cards in here. And when you start falling out of the alternate arts and you're just getting into regular cards here, or even some of the lower end alts, yeah, there's really not much here of value to sell. I mean, Linlin maybe, but outside of that, unfortunately, nothing too crazy here. Sanchi's Pilaf, though, this one's interesting, $4. But outside of that, again, just we're not getting very much here. OP04. I mean, it's interesting. Everything's fluctuating around 165. And the reason for that, I should just highlight everybody. A lot of these booster boxes are available or have come and go in waves in local Bandai One Piece stores. So if you have one near you, do go check it out from time to time because they do get booster box restocks. And a lot of people are just buying it and selling it on the open market. And for a while, to prevent the resale, they were taking the seals off at the store. But they kind of just gave up on that recently. So you're seeing a lot more supply flood the market, which is definitely bad for box prices, but good for players. Although, again, a lot of these cards are no longer all that playable. So yeah, it does make me wonder whether we're kind of seeing the we might see the end of the 01 to 05 reprints soon. And for everybody's information, 01 has stopped restocking as of at least relatively recently. So we'll see if they come back, but if they don't, then 01 will hold that 225 price, maybe go up even more. And 04, aside from the Sabo, which is always a crazy price, again, not much here. Although it looks like the Resonante card is $15, so that's pretty interesting. And you can tell, right, like that this is a very playable card because, and not a collectible card, because the alt art version of this exact same card is only a few dollars more. So usually it'd be double, maybe triple if it's a collectible card. And we're just seeing that it is not. And then, just some of the secondary alts, not much here. No SRs aside from, again, the Sabo. This one's $5. That's okay. This one looks like it's $5. Is this real $5? Yeah, it's real $5. That's not bad actually. So might take that back. But yeah, $150, probably a very reasonable price to pay for this. And then moving on to 05. So 05, it's still closer to $200. So $180 for this box, and it's moving up, right? So this is a really good sign. So we've had a pretty significant reprint in this set relatively recently, plus premium Bandai One Piece stores have had this box in stock in large quantities. So if you think of kind of a breakdown quantities, 05 is in hot demand, so they definitely printed more of this. And even with that, so it's trickling back up to over 180 right now, but looks like it's been exchanging hands at over 180 recently. That's a great sign. I do think this one is one to keep for the very, very long term. The other ones, if it doubles in price or triples in price from where it is right now, like probably sell it unless you want to keep one of each. Other than that, I think this is pretty good. This is a really good set to keep and buy for the for the long term. 06, I've already made my views heard here. When this was selling for $80 to $90 a box, I was telling all of you guys to go buy it. Now box prices are, they're accelerating. So 130, and this was very recent, right? I mean, this is what, as of 2 weeks ago, everyone started just kind of buying this out. And it was just for a few reasons. I've talked about some of that. So their SPs, first of all, are great rare or great collector items. Gecko Moria, this is a very playable card. Sunday, very playable card, or was a very playable card. I think it still might be. Rebecca, obviously a very playable card, did not get banned. And just generally beautiful cards in here. And then you have the Zoro, which is a $20 SEC or secret rare. That's a pretty decent price. And then just kind of going downwards, nothing. I mean, obviously you have the Gecko Moria, still very, very in demand. And then you have the Hody in here, which gets some play in some decks. And yeah, so just broadly, I think this is a pretty good set. And I think that's why you've just seen prices accelerate. And we're also kind of over the reprint wave. And it's interesting, right? Premium Bandai stores have been stocking a bunch of 02 to 05, but they're not stocking 06 and beyond. So you're kind of seeing that differential in supply right now. So people might be holding out, not buying 02 or 01 to 05 because they think it might come back into stores, and some of it might still be in stores. Whereas 06, it's not being restocked right now, right? We've just gone through pretty massive waves. And now that's finally stopped, and you're just seeing real acceleration in the set. And then also, of course, Zoro manga art, great card. All right, EB01. This is one that I was pounding the table, telling you guys, I think this one is going to be a good set to hold for the long term. And so far, it looks like that is panning out. So $193 a box. That's absolutely bananas. That is absolutely crazy. Let's see when this price acceleration happened. Yeah, so it happened really within the last 5 days, right? You had this wave of booster boxes around 160. People just really started buying to buy these things out. Now they're close to $200 a box, and it's trading hands. So you wait a little bit, this might go over $200. I think this is actually crazy. I mean, at this price, you almost makes you almost want to say that they're going to reprint this. And usually I don't know, like usually I would say, yeah, they might reprint this. I don't know for this one, guys, like because this is a very small set and it's really just carried by the playables in this set. Not so much for the collectability. And, you know, if they're focused on reprinting other things, now they have the Gundam set coming out, Dragon Ball coming out more, coming out again. They're also printing more on the Union Arena side, and then Digimon and everything else. You know, it'd be interesting if they do reprint this set. At the very most, I think this will start showing up in the Premium Bandai One Piece stores once they're done with the first few sets, and then they're starting to reprint 06, 07, 08, maybe 09, plus EVO1. And maybe that's when we'll start seeing these things again. But for now, I think this is a very safe hold. This is just pure playability for a set. Cavendish, $15. Chopper, $18 now. I think I sold a bunch of mine at like $6 or $7. So that's pretty incredible. Brook is a $25 card. That is insane to me. I bought these for like 10, 12 bucks when I was building my black deck. That's wild. Even Laboon, yeah, so Laboon is starting to see some play as well. $9. $9, you guys. That's, well, I mean, actually after this guy, $10. $10 is what you're looking at per card. Wow. That's pretty incredible. So, great acceleration in the set. Oh yeah, even Viola's $5. Flampe is $5. Weevil's $4. Kids $3. This is nuts, you guys. Like I think they probably will reprint this set out of any sets. So we'll see. If you have some, if prices go over 200, starts getting to 250 a box, just sell it. Don't hold on to that. 07. 07. Again, I mean, I think the manga art, I've talked about this before, not very good. You have Onami. Always Namis are kind of floating at the top here, but outside of Nami, we're not seeing very much from an alt perspective. The Jinbei, though, I've seen has started to accelerate. I guess you have a $16 secret rare. But outside of the alts, there's not much, right? Jinbei up to $8. That's great. Luffy $4. That's okay, but outside of that, you're not getting very much. Sanji $4, which is okay. So if you're seeing booster boxes for this, at like, I mean, what's market price right now? Market price is, yeah, it's $90. If you're able to buy it for $80 still, that's where I would probably enter. You're not opening this up to make money back, right? Unless prices drop to 60, 70 bucks. You're not making your money back when you're opening this. So, yeah, that's my entry point around $80 for now. And then this one, booster box price the reprint just hit. Absolutely collapsed booster box prices. I mean, take a look at those guys. So this is around release time, came right down at release to about 100 a box, and now with the second wave, I mean, this is just not a good set. And I did talk to you guys about that. So if you were watching one of my earlier videos, I hope you did see that video early and didn't FOMO into the set when it was like $120 during pre-release. So anyways, again, there's just not very many cards in this that you want. Even the alts, primary alts are not very expensive, and secondary alts are just like terrible prices. It's kind of unfortunate, you know. Anyways, so yeah, you know, guys, I do think that, well, at least this set, I should just say, might move up with new meta waves that are coming out, with whether it's 09, 10, 11, and the starter decks. For now, I would probably wouldn't buy this for more than $70, $75. And hopefully with that, you know, I'm looking for a website that doesn't charge taxes or even shipping. So yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys are still having a lot of fun with One Piece. I know Bandai is putting out a ton of games. Or what am I saying? Yeah, they're putting out way too many games. But I still think that this game, there's a lot of demand, and once we start hitting Christmas time, when people start having more time to allocate to games like this, I think we're going to see a pretty notable increase in prices. We're already starting to see that across certain sets, right? EB01, OP05, and OP06, of course. I do think that that will continue going into the holidays. Anyways, hope you guys are having a great week. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all next time.